year, Permian has run consistently to the outside, the outside, the outside. They have yet to try to run anything up the middle. I'm not sure whether that's respect for Shaw, the linebacker, or the size of that defensive line, or what, but there is no inside game yet for Permian.
And a passing game was to the left. The touchdown went to the right side. Waco bringing the ball back from their own end zone. Hit hard. Down quickly. That was Berlin, I believe, that made the stop for Permian. Jason Berlin quickly downfield, number 42.
Well, that's one of those things the coaches tell him over and over and over, don't bring it out of the end zone. We'll take it on the 20. But this is playoff time. The adrenaline's flowing, and he tried it, and it cost him 9 yards in field position.
That scoring drive for Permian, incidentally, 7 plays, 75 yards, just a minute 50. The 39-yard touchdown pass from Case to Bergen. Here come the Lions. 4:03 to go in the first quarter. They trail, starting out from their own 11-yard line. That's Johnson. Johnson hit hard at the 12 by Michael Comer.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was, well, I'm not sure that Comer was the only one out there. Number 23 for Permian,
Steve Kelly from the secondary.
Yeah, Kelly was the first one to get out there, but they both get there at the same time. Comer and Kelly arrived together, and that's a load.
Ephraim Marino also there, defensive tackle for the Panthers. 2-yard pickup for Jay Johnson. Second and 8.
Kelly shut that play down to the outside. Comer came from the inside to finish it off.
Second and 8 from the 13. Richard Peoples looks to throw. He's run out of time. He's back. Sims making a play for Permian. Jerry Sims trips him up for a 1-yard loss. The ball back to the 11, so it's 3rd and 9.
Well, all the way back to the starting point, 3rd and 10. Actually, it's about 3rd and 10 and a half. The Permian defense this series has been much more effective than they were in the first series when Waco had the ball. Waco this time sitting 2 men wide right, 1 man wide left.
Under the 3-minute mark, Peoples rolls out, looks to throw, and the ball will be intercepted and dropped. Incomplete. Will Wagner was there, but everybody was there. The Panther defense has held, and what a great series for Mojo.
Well, it was a tremendous series for Mojo, and especially right after a score, the Waco Lions really needed to get something together there and move the football a little bit. They were unable to do so, so they're going to be punting from their own 10-yard line, which means Permian will once again have the ball somewhere around midfield.
That pass was intended for Robert Stevens. He got there about the same time as Wagner, the ball, and everything, all together. That'll be Presley punting from his own end zone. He gets the kick away about the 2-yard line. Wagner will take it at the 44. Wagner takes it into Waco territory. He's at the 40-yard line when he goes out of bounds, just shy of the 40. So Permian will start in very good field position as Waco's Rodney Sims pushes Will Wagner out of bounds.
Well, Will Wagner did a great job of returning this, but he simply just ran it back upside there, got it all the way down to the 40. Gives them very, very good field position. That's partly what happens to you when you try to run the ball out of your own end zone. That's
something we really haven't talked about all year long. Will Wagner, very, very steady as a punt returner, kick returner for the Panthers this year. He's done a great job. 1st and 10 Permian. They'll start from the Waco 41. The pitch comes to Williams. Williams gets the ball, looks to turn the corner. Inside the 40, down the sidelines, and steps out. He steps out of bounds to the 32-yard line. He tried to tightrope his way down the side. Still, it'll be a 9-yard pickup.
A little exchange over on the sideline between Williams and defensive back from Waco. That was Robert Stevens. So Williams and Stevens had a few words to exchange as they had a little collision here at the end of this run. Collision occurs out of bounds right here.
Pretty good collision out of bounds.
34, pardon me. That's Rodney Sims. Not Stevens, it's Sims and Williams having a little chat.
2nd and about 2 from the 32-yard line. Up the middle. Williams is stopped and pushed back. Big defensive play by Waco that time, led by Anthony DeGreat, right in the middle, pushing that pile backwards. Harold Payton was there to help him out. A 2-yard loss on the play.
DeGreat certainly has the wherewithal to do a little pushing. 290 pounds. He is considered a blue-chip prospect by almost every coach that you talk to as far as the colleges are concerned.
Under the 2-minute mark, Permian leading 7-0. They have the ball at the Waco 34-yard line. It's 3rd and about 4 yards to go. Case has Wagner left side and a power eye. Case pitches the ball to Hamilton. Hamilton cuts upfield, a flag on the play. Hamilton picks up the first down, but let's check out the marker. Carmen Turner the stop, along with Jimmy Rodriguez, holding.
I believe it's going to be the call. It's holding from where the flag came. It had to be almost a holding call, and that's what it is.
Initial indication holding against the Panthers.
So take away the first down.
That hurts. That's a big one. That's a drive stopper.
So the mark-off will come against the Panthers. The clock is stopped with 1 minute and 40 seconds to go in the first quarter. Back to the 44-yard line, where instead of a first down, deep in Waco territory, Permian has third and long at the 44, and third and long is third and 13.
Holding calls are something that really do stop a drive because that's a big, big penalty.
Parrott comes out the left side. Bergen is split right. Third and 13 at the Waco 44-yard line. Case looks to throw. It's knocked down. Big defensive play that time made by the Lions, and it was Nigel Holder in there that knocks the ball down.
Well, Nigel Holder, this happens so often. The lineman really is kind of playing along the line of scrimmage. He didn't get any penetration. He was blocked effectively, but he managed to get his hands up and slap that ball down.
Correction, number 24.
So the Waco defense does their job. As Permian started the drive at the 41, and they end up at their own 44. Or at the Waco 44, that is. They actually lose 3 yards on that drive. Shane Wells into punt for the second time today. End over end will be taken at the 12-yard line. Fumbled and hit. Quickly downfield to make the stop for Permian was Mike Boyer.
Well, I tell you what, this is he kind of bobbles his catch here, and when he does, he really gets hit in a hurry.
Last time the Permian defense did a good job in stopping up the Lions. Let's see what they do this time. On 1st and 10, Waco starting from exactly the same spot as they did the last series.
Well, Waco likes to run the football, and in this kind of field position, you kind of do what you like to do best instead of going to the air, but they really need to do something to loosen up that defense.
The eye behind Richard Peoples. First man gets the ball. That's Norwood. Short pickup before Michael Comer tackles it.
It's kind of a misdirection play. The play starts out to the right, but he cuts it back in up the middle.
At the 14-yard line.
Big 3-yard pickup for Norwood.
3. Okay.
Norwood, 607 yards coming in. 2, 3, very close.
2.5.
Okay. 40 seconds to go in the quarter as Peoples looks to throw. Looks right side. Has a man and sent down the middle. Wide open. As the pass was completed to Robert Stevens for a first down.
Good job of throwing to Stevens, and Stevens is very open. Of course, that's the thing I was talking about that the Waco Lions need to do. They need to back some of those linebackers off the line of scrimmage, which a couple of completions like that, and they'll be backing up a little bit.
There's 29 seconds and counting left in the first quarter of play. As Waco, after a 14-yard completion from Peoples to Stevens, has it 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Peoples up the middle, hurtling his way into the hands of Michael Comer and Jay Johnson. He couldn't go over Michael Comer, who stood his ground well, and Jay Johnson is brought down for a 2-yard gain.
Well, he was ill-advised to try to hurdle that time because he really took a lick in the middle of the line.
That'll be the final play of the first quarter. The Permian Panthers score once, and they shut out Waco, but Waco has the ball after one complete in the 1991 semifinal game. The Permian Panthers lead the Waco Lions 7-0. This is a Super 7 sports production.
So the official stats at the end of the first quarter of play, the score, of course, 70-0 Permian. Permian has 1 penetration, 4 first downs. No penetration for Queen with 2 first downs.
Peoples, good fake, looks to throw, didn't fake out Tony Daniels, but now he does get away. Peoples has it intercepted by Permian. There is a flag on the play, intercepted by Court Peterson. But let's check out the marker.
Well, I think he's not calling it an interception. We'll see. No, sir, he is saying the ball was not intercepted.
That ball, it's an interception, a penalty against Waco.
But they say it was not an interception.
You're kidding.
Ineligible receivers downfield on the Waco Lions.
But they're saying no interception. He waved it off almost immediately. Ball hit the ground. Watch it one more time, but we can back the tape up a little bit and take another look. We'll go at it backwards here, but you can see the ball comes in and hits the ground. Is what the call is. Yeah, it did. Came through his arms, hit the ground underneath him. Excellent call by the official.
It was a good call. It'll be 3rd and 8. No interception.
The crowd does not like that call. The officials are not popular people right now. It bounced. It really did, folks. They can't see it. There is a penalty on the play for the illegal receivers downfield, but the Permian fans and coaching staff wanted the interception. It just wasn't there.
Well, I thought it was an interception, too. If I just saw it with the naked eye, it looked like he picked up the ball.
Isn't replay wonderful?
Yes, yes.
Improves my eyesight a whole bunch.
It'll be 2nd down and 13 after the penalty. People to throw. Looking downfield now across the middle. It is incomplete to Robert Stevens. Off his fingertips.
Stevens being covered that time by Comer, but Comer was 5 yards away. If the ball had been thrown a little bit lower, it could have been a big, big play.
Clock will stop with 11:46 to go in the first half of play. Permian leading 7-0 on a Case to Bergen touchdown.
Actually, the ball probably didn't need to be thrown any lower. He just needed to do a little better job of catching that. Ball hit him right in the hand. He thought he was going to pull it in.
Big play now on 3rd and 13 from the 26-yard line. Waco, 2 receivers left, 1 right. Peoples on the delay. It's stopped and smelled out by Permian. Jay Johnson hit by Michael Comer and down.
Jay Johnson, the ball carrier. That'll bring up a 4th down.
Johnson came in with 2,442 yards this year, but he's had problems running against the Panther defense, and it's 4th and 11.
Both of these ball clubs have learned an important lesson in this first half. Penalties will kill a drive when you're playing against a good defensive ball club.
So Marlon Presley is there to punt it away from his own 15-yard line. He gets the punt up. Fair catch called for by Wagner and taken at the 45-yard line. I think that was a lot tougher than Will made it look. In traffic with wind and sun and everything in your eyes, and Wagner catches at the 45.
Well, I was a little nervous about him coming up to catch that. He was on the move when he caught the ball, and that's a little bit on the dangerous side.
11:06 to go in the first half, and Permian will start in good field position again. Permian has had the advantage in field position. They start from their own 45-yard line. Henry Parrott comes out to the left side. Daniels and Bergen are to the right. Daniels the tight end. Bergen split. Stormy Case puts John Williams in motion. Case on a delay gives it to Malcolm Hamilton. Hamilton will try to cut up field, and he'll go ahead for 2, maybe 3 yards. Anthony DeGrade and Nigel Holder combined to make the stop.
Well, Permian giving the Waco Lions a little bit different look in their sets here. They set with basically a one-back type offense, and then I'd run a draw play back with Hamilton. He decides to cut it to the outside instead of up to the middle. But a little different look. Not the full house backfield, but more of a one-back set that time.
3-yard pickup makes it 2nd and 7 from Permian's own 48-yard line. 10.5 minutes to go in the half. Power I with Bergen wide to the right side. Case pitches the ball back to Hamilton. Hamilton gets one block, spins, and is brought down. Hamilton,
Hamilton, the ball carrier.
nowhere to run as DeGrade and Shaw swarmed upon him with Nigel Holder also there.
Well, DeGrade absolutely starts flowing to the outside as he comes out of his stance. He missed Hamilton the first time, but then got up to come back and put his considerable size upon the stack.
3rd and 7 from the 48 under the 10-minute mark. Comer comes out. And Permian faced with another 3rd and long.
7 at the 48-yard line.
Case puts Will Wagner in motion. Case looks to throw. Looking for Wagner, finds him. In Waco territory, he has a first down to the 41.
Boy, great second effort on the part of Will Wagner. He very easily could have gone down short of the first down because he caught the pass short of the first down, but he does a great job of making the yardage up after he makes the catch. Watch this. Makes the catch. Now, he could have gone down right here, but he makes a desperate little extra step or two and gets over there to make that first down.
Wagner's having quite a day. A first down right there, takes the ball to the 41-yard line. Thompson on the stop for Waco. That's John Williams. Williams brought down by the ankles as Lawrence Shaw got a hold of him, wouldn't let go. Carlos O'Neill fell on top.
Number 49.
Bergen gets up limping a little bit, and he was one of the lead blockers out there. Kind of twisted an ankle or a knee.
3-yard pickup for John Williams. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Brings Comer in. Bergen comes out. Going to try to walk it off a little bit on the sideline.
Barrett will go to the right side. Daniels lines up tight on the left. Power I. Michael Comer, the blocking back. Stormy Case. Give the ball up the middle to Hamilton. Hamilton fights his way inside the 35 to the 33.
That's about the second carry that Permian's run all afternoon into the middle of the line. Made them nice yardage that time.
The ball at the Lions' 33-yard line.
3rd down for Permian. They need the 31 to pick up the first. They're now at the 33. So it's 3rd and about 2 to go. Coming down on the 8-minute mark. Permian leading 7-0 as Will Wagner goes wide to the right side. Power I with Stormy Case ready to get the ball from center Bruce James. Case pitching it to Hamilton. Hamilton picks up the first down. Just inside the 30-yard line, the drive continues for Permian. Lawrence Shaw made the tackle.
Well, it's just a little toss dive play, a very quick hitting play. They just toss the ball back to Hamilton, and he leads right straight ahead into the off to the right side of his offensive line. Picks up a nice first down.
Comer and Wagner come out. Jason Berlin in the lineup for Permian.
Permian's offense trying to take advantage of this quick pursuit that the Lions have demonstrated to the outside, and it's paid off for them the last 2 plays.
Case gives the ball back to Hamilton. Hamilton inside the 25 to the 21-yard line. Lawrence Shaw, the stop on Malcolm Hamilton, but he picks up 9 on first down.
Well, once again, this is you'll notice this is the student body to the right play, but he cuts it back up in behind the blocking. Follows Case's block up into the line. Case got a good block down there.
Timmy Ross in the lineup for the first time today, along with Will Wagner now. 2nd and 1 from the 21. 7 minutes to go in the first half. Ross lines up, split to the left side. John Williams, one man in the backfield. Malcolm Hamilton in motion. They take the pitch up the middle to Timmy Ross. Inside the 15 to the 13-yard line.
Once again, misdirection play. Take advantage, get the flow started to the outside. The Waco defense very quickly flowing that direction and cut it back up inside on a little reverse action. But they, the Waco middle of the Waco defense had taken themselves out of the play as they were flowing to the outside with the fake.
Carmen Turner and Ronald Powell making the stop, but not before Permian picks up a first down at the 14-yard line. Timmy Ross, a 7-yard pickup. Came in with 501 yards total running this year. 1st and 10 for the 14. Berlin in motion. Case pitches the ball back to John Williams. Williams trying to turn outside. Will go down at the 10-yard line.
And look at the white shirts out there.
Ralph Thompson to stop.
There were 10 of the 11 white-shirted Lions were out there to get in on this play. Watch them very quickly. I mean, they're flowing to the outside almost at the snap of the football.
The band strikes up Hawaii 5-0. That always gets the crowd involved, the traditional Permian playoff song. As Permian threatens to increase their lead. 2nd and 6 to the 10-yard line. Case up the middle to Hamilton, who dives ahead to the 7-yard line.
The whole center of the Waco line in there to make the stop that time. Set up a 3rd down and 4?
They'll put the ball down at about the 8.
Crowd in almost silence, an eerie silence over the stand other than the band playing. Crowd's not making much noise right now.
Now they come to life as Case comes up, gets the ball and gives to Malcolm Hamilton. Hamilton breaks one tackle, but can't break through 3 others as he is down back at the line of scrimmage. Big defensive play by Rodney Sims, Ronald Powell, and Ralph Thompson. All there. It'll be 4th down, and Permian will send on the field goal team and Shane Wells. Wells at 6 out of 9 in field goals.
He'll be kicking, this one will be a 25-yard field goal, be kicking from right on the 15-yard line.
I take that back. Shane is 8 of 11. He had 2 last week. 8 of 11, his longest 44, but he doesn't have to worry about his longest now. He'll spot the ball at the 15, making it a 25-yard attempt. Trying to increase 7-0 lead. Stormy Case with a hold. Snap back, ball down. The kick is up, and it is really upright. Shane Wells backs on 3 more. And with 4 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the first half of play, the Panthers increase their lead to 10-0.
Well, Kurt, that was a drive that demonstrated something about the Permian offense. They're trying to take advantage of the quickness of the Waco Lions. The Waco Lions very quickly flowing to the outside on every snap of the ball on defense. This leaves Permian a chance to run it back up inside on reverse plays like Timmy Ross ran, or on having the student body right and left cut back up inside instead of trying to take it outside.
A time-consuming drive for Permian, which started from their own 45-yard line. The drive taking 11 plays, 55 yards, 6 minutes and 44 seconds off the clock, and Shane Wells completes it with a 25-yard field goal.
Shane Wells setting up the kickoff from the far hash mark instead of the center of the field.
Shane Wells, incidentally, now the leading kicker in Permian history as he passed Alan Wiles last week. And Shane's had quite a year. He has the record for the most points scored in a season, which is now 96. Point after, 69. And point after kicks in a single game with 9. And there's the kick by Wells, which goes into the corner of the end zone, and Waco does not have a return.
Excellent kicking job that time by Wells. He actually just pinpoint placed that one on the sideline in the end zone. There's nothing you can do with it. No return going to come to that. They don't want to give Johnson a chance to return on him also.
4 minutes and 20 seconds left in the first half of play. And the Lions will begin at 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Richard Peoples, senior quarterback, who has led this team so well through the 1991 season, comes up behind center James Kuzman. Handoff on the ground. Running room for Jay Johnson, although it looked like there was no running room. Hubert Collins the tackle.
Jay Johnson can make a lot of yardage out of just a crack. The young man is an outstanding runner. Watch this. I mean, he really has the game plan to run. He broke a couple of tackles to make the yardage he made, but he picked up nice yardage, about 7 yards on the carry.
So it'll be 2nd and 3 from the 27-yard line. Johnson had a 378-yard game against Austin Crockett earlier in the year. Peoples hands it off. Permian defense stops up that play for no gain as Coleus Norwood is brought down by Ephraim Marino. So it'll be 3rd and 2.
Really good job by the center of the Permian defense that time. They stuffed that one before it got started.
The Permian crowd getting involved with that chant of mojo, trying to urge on the defense now. 3rd and 3 from the 27. Peoples back to throw. Now looks to run. He's hit. He comes out of it. He's down for a loss on the play. Back to the 26-yard line. Hubert Collins making the
guard got in his way that time. His own guard got out there, or maybe it's his tackle. He got out there and got in the way. Watch this. As he rolls back and he's got a tackle out in front of him to give him some protection. He steps right back into people. By that time, Permian's got a hold of him.
Marlon Presley back to punt again. He'll get the kick away from his own 15-yard line. Clock running, 2:45 to go in the first half. High snap. Presley gets it away, and there's a flag.
Running into the kicker.
Presley down. Kept his leg up a very long time, but he was hit. Ham Hollington on the field does not agree with that flag. Let's watch it on the replay one more time.
Well, he does run into him. There's no doubt about that. Now, whether
he is blocked into him. Doesn't matter. John Duncan's up here said it doesn't matter. All right? Thank you.
Running into the kicker, though. Now, To me, that should be running into the kicker, which is a 5-yard penalty, not roughing, which is a 15. We'll see what they call. In either case, it's a first down.
So the drive will continue for Waco. Clock is stopped with 2 minutes and 37 seconds left in the first half of play. And we're 2:37 away from another great halftime show, which we're looking forward to with the Permian High School Band. We're also looking forward to halftime for another reason today, as at halftime we'll be enjoying some pizza from Peter Piper's Pizza. And if you haven't had a chance to get on over there, they're at the corner of West County Road and University. And if you tell them tomorrow that you heard this on Super 7, they'll give you 10% off your order tomorrow. So that's a good deal. Get on by Peter Piper Pizza, West County and University. First and 10 Waco at the 31-yard line. People to throw. It will be incomplete. Over the head of Robert Stevens. Tony Perez back there defending on the play.
Tony Perez does a good job of coverage on this. You try to teach a defensive back to go up and get the ball at the highest point he possibly can, and that's exactly what Perez does. He tries to slap it away there at the last moment and breaks up the pass. Set up a second and 10, 2 minutes, 33 seconds left to go in the first half of this semifinal battle between the Permian Panthers and the Waco Lions, two excellent football teams.
Waco has two receivers left, one to the right. The eye behind Peoples on the draw. Gives it to Johnson, who's hitting down. Slowed down by Marino and Comer and Brooks.
Well, Comer, really, you've heard the old saying, laying the wood on them? Well, friend, this is laying the wood on them. Watch this hit. Whoa, he hit him hard. Whoa, that hurts me. It takes your breath away.
Clock runs as we come down close to the 2-minute mark. 3rd and 10 for Waco from the 31-yard line. People to throw. Flushed out of the pocket. On his feet, fumbles the ball. Permian picks it up. Ephraim Marino takes it down to the 23-yard line.
1 minute, 49 seconds left to go in the first half, and the Permian Panthers are back within striking distance as the first big turnover of this ball game occurs as Peoples tries to scramble. Watch him, he's trying to scramble and get away from there. He gets hit by Brooks, and Brooks, he causes the fumble. Moreno picks it up and heads back downfield with Tony Perez giving him escort. Good block by Perez there.
Chio Calvo brings them down. Big heads-up play by Ephraim Marino. I apologize to Ephraim earlier this year. I called him Ephraim, everything else. He told me it's Ephraim. Ephraim.
Okay, I got it.
Right.
I got it.
First and 10 Permian at the 23-yard line of Waco. The pitch comes back down to Malcolm Hamilton inside the 20, down to the 16-yard line. Will Wagner made that wasn't Will Wagner making the hit, no. That was Ronald Powell and Carmen Turner. We had the wrong sheet up here. That's the first mistake we've made all year long that way.
Gee, I can't believe you're getting excited, Kurt. I think you're getting into the ball game a little bit there. Minute 24 left to play as the Panthers come up to the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 3. Look for the halfback pass. Stormy Case is lined up in the backfield. There's Stormy. Down, wide open, Wagner. That's a Mojo touchdown. Stormy Case to Will Wagner for 6.
I'll tell you what, they line Graham up in as the quarterback, and he just takes the ball, tosses it back to Case. Case has got about a week and a half, and Wagner is 5 yards deep in the end zone, wide open. A little bit of trickery.
Jim Weirwan is over outside here watching this ball game, and he looked over here and said halfback pass.
Well,
he called it. I got to give him credit. Here comes the extra point. Shane Wells tacks on another one.
As the normal quarterback, Case has got tons of time, and Wagner is about as open as you ever get. And that's 6, and then 1 makes 7.
That was Dennis Graham in there at quarterback. Graham gave it back to Stormy Case. Second time they've used that play this year. And there's the law lined up down there.
The law is here. Well, at least you can go fast on the highway right now. I wouldn't try it after the game.
There's a kick by Shane Wells along the ground. Waco, he looked like he's going to throw the ball there for just a moment. Hit and down. Coming back with the ball, that was Shelby Lee.
Shelby Lee took a length on about the 35-yard line. believe me, there is some tough hitting going on in this ball game. There's some good warfare going on in the trenches. Neither offense or defensive line has been able to gain dominance at this point. Permian Panthers having a lot of luck going to the outside and a little bit of trickery there on that last play.
1st and 10 Waco from their own 35-yard line. 1 minute and 7 seconds left in the first half of play. See what the Lions can do as they trail 17-0. Richard Peoples to throw. Marino. He gets away from him. Now he's hit. Fumbles the ball. It's loose. Permian. No, it's Permian that recovers inside the 25-yard line.
Oh, me, what a turnaround here in the last 2 minutes of this first half of play.
Bubba Jones comes up with the ball for Mojo.
2 big hits there. And the last time the quarterback is not getting up from that last hit. He is still down on the turf. I mean, he took a lick, and he has not got up yet.
There's an official timeout as they tend to Richard Peoples.
I tell you what, that was a lick, my friend. Richard Peoples got creamed out there. I'm not sure who hit him. I got so excited watching the fumble. Let's watch it one more time and see if we can see who it is that hits him. Right,
that was the Tucker.
No,
Sam Brooks. Sam Brooks, yeah.
Sam Brooks just launched himself into it. And I guarantee you, for a little while, his bell was ringing, and there was no air left in Odessa, Texas.
Richard Peoples, not a big man, 160-pound senior.
Well, he's walking slow, friend, because he's hurt right now. Boy, that was a lick.
Permian trying to take advantage of a second turnover in a row.
Well, second turnover in about a minute.
Yeah. First time they got the ball, they scored with 107. Okay, they started with 107. Pitch comes back to Malcolm Hamilton. Hamilton inside the 20-yard line, down to the 18. 4-yard pickup.
Hamilton, I think last time it was a minute 40 when they...
Minute 49 when they got the ball, so that was a 56.
Less than a minute. Less than a minute. 2 fumbles, 2 costly fumbles deep in their own end of the field. Both of them were fumbles, however, that were caused by hits.
Permian has all 3 timeouts remaining. They're not calling any of them as they come up to the line of scrimmage now with 28 seconds and counting. 2nd and 6 from the 18-yard line. Stormy Case gets the ball, fakes the pitch, now looks to throw to Wagner in the end zone, and that's a Mojo touchdown!
What a catch!
What a grab by Will Wagner!
Folks, I want you to watch this one on the replay. Will Wagner is as covered as you can cover a receiver. I mean, they've got him covered like a blanket. He goes up and over the head of the defensive back and takes the ball away from him. Watch it right here. He goes up in the air. Watch him. He goes up in the air and takes the ball away from the defensive back. What a catch by Will Wagner.
Lloyd Hill could not have done it better.
I started to say the only other person I've ever seen do that was Lloyd Hill.
15 seconds to go in the half, and Permian is trying to put it out of reach. Shane Wells tacks on the extra point again. And there's 15 seconds to go. Permian in the last minute has scored twice, and it's 24-0.
Okay, look, one more time, folks. This is a catch like you won't see very often in your life. There's the pass. Now watch it. We'll slow it down at the end here, and watch this. I mean, he just goes up and takes it away from him. The defensive back had an interception. Wagner just took it away, and that defensive back is saying, Coach, what have I got to do?
The ball almost came out. You saw Will clutch it to his chest to bring it down. And congratulations to the Killeen Kangaroos, who are winners of the Division I Big School playoff.
Well, Killeen, of course, we knew had an excellent ball club. They played the Odessa High Broncos earlier in the year in a wild scoring affair. And they eliminated the other representative from this district, San Angelo, last week in a close ball game. So congratulations to the Kangaroos from Killeen.
There's still 15 seconds left in the half. Wells kicks it along the ground. It's touched by Waco. Permian after it. It's loose. It's still loose. It's not picked up yet. Who has it? Killeen. Now make it Waco.
Okay, let's get the deep right here. I did that a while ago. I said Killeen. I tell you what.
What an incredible minute.
Coach Johnny Tooth has once got to say, hey, boys, let's just hang on here. Let's get in the locker room and get ourselves straightened out here. The last minute and 40 seconds of this first half has been a total disaster for Waco. They've given up 14 points, 2 fumbles, and then they bumped the kickoff there. He's got to be scratching his head saying, what's going on?
You know, it all started after that roughing the kicker penalty.
Right.
As soon as that happened, that fired up the defense, and it's been a different game since then. 8 seconds or less. Peoples is back in there.
And the Permian defense is guarding the goal line, folks.
Jay Johnson has the ball. Johnson with a big run. Takes it across the 45 to the 46. Brian Tucker brings him down. That'll be the last play of the first half. And what a half. And Panthers, what an incredible final minute and a half in this game. Permian scores 2 late touchdowns and go to the locker room in control. It's Permian leading Waco 24-0. Halftime is next. This is the Super 7 Sports Production.
Here the first half statistics are just about like the first half scoreboard. The Permian Panthers leading this game 24-0. And the first half stats, the Permian Panthers have a total of 82 yards on the ground, 113 yards in the air. And when's the last time you heard that happen? And the Waco Lions, 39 yards on the ground, 15 yards through the air. 10 first downs for Permian to 4 for Waco. The total yardage, 195 yards in offense for the Permian Panthers, 54 yards for Waco. The great Jay Johnson right now has 9 rushes for 37 yards, averaging 4 yards per carry. For the Permian Panthers, Hamilton, the leading rusher, he has 14 carries for 61 yards, also averaging 4 yards a carry, just a whole lot more carries. Williams has 7 carries for 13 yards. Ross, 1 for 7. And that's about the way it shapes up there. The passing has been a kind of a thing of beauty so far for Case, as he has completed 6 of 8 and no interceptions. For Waco, they have completed 1 pass out of 5 attempts for People, and most of the time, People's never even had time to throw the football because he was sacked and caused 2 fumbles, 2 big turnovers there, and that's the story of the first half of this ball game with the last minute and 40 seconds.
Permian Panthers coming through a banner that says, I know I can, I know I can. And one thing we do know is that, as I learned earlier this week, the cheerleaders and Pepettes do a great job of getting those banners together. It took them about 4 hours to make that banner, and it took the team a split second to come through it. But they do a great job, as they have all year long. The scoring started for Permian in the first quarter of play on a touchdown pass from Stormy Case to Jared Bergen with 4 minutes and 7 seconds to go in the quarter. 39-yard strike made it 7-0 after Shane Wells added the extra point. Permian increased their lead to 10-0 on a Shane Wells field goal in the second quarter play, a 25-yard field goal. And then, as Don mentioned, the final minute and a half of play, one of the most exciting minutes the Permian fans have seen in a long time, as they scored twice, taking advantage of 2 turnovers by the Waco Lions, as the first one was a halfback pass from Stormy Case to Will Wagner, and then Permian scoring again to increase that lead to 24-0, where we are right now with less than a minute to go in the first half.
On the greatest catch of the year by Will Wagner.
Yeah,
Incredible catch that he made down in the end zone. Here comes Waco back out on the field. I'm sure they've had a encouraging pep talk from Coach Johnny Sousa. The task is very, very difficult for the Waco Lions at this point. Down 24 points against a team that has given up only an average of 7 points a ball game all year long. It would seem almost an impossible hill to climb for the Waco Lions. But this is semifinal action in the state of Texas high school 5A playoff. And believe me, there have been stranger things happen.
Permian has had stranger things happen in a game in Arlington just a few years ago now, in which they came from a long way back in the second half to tie it and then win it on the tie-breaking system. We hope you enjoyed halftime watching the Permian High marching band.
And the Waco band.
And the Waco band as well. We get a good look there at Brian Tucker, who has been a starter on the Permian team for 3 years and certainly has been a big part of the Permian team for 3 years. We enjoyed halftime for a different reason. We enjoyed some pizza from Peter Piper Pizza down at West County and University. And if you tell them that you heard about us talking about them on Super 7, then you'll get 10% off your pizza tomorrow. There's the ball picked up by Stevens and brought back to the 20. He's got room. He fumbles the ball. It's loose, and it is recovered by Permian.
Oh, my goodness, my goodness, my goodness. This has got to be something. There's a hurt down there on the field. Bergen is hurt as he made a dive for that football and got rolled up pretty good. He hit really hard on that knee. Watch it here. The fumble is there, and watch when Bergen comes diving in for the football. Right there, he just kind of wraps around, kind of bangs his knee a little bit. Looks like it kicked him in the shin.
Steve Kelly that recovered the kick, I believe.
Right.
For Permian.
Well, I tell you what, that's got to be a heartbreaker right there for the Waco Lions. So they had a great return coming. The man was about to break through, and just about that time got stripped of the football. It went flying back down the field, and Permian recovers a huge break. So in the last minute and 50 seconds or so of this football game, the Waco Lions have fumbled 3 times. Those 3 fumbles resulted so far in 2 touchdowns, and right now Permian has the football to start the second half of play.
Stevens had problems picking up the ball, and that led the coverage a little past him, actually. So it looked like he would have room to come away with it, but he didn't. Permian offense is out there. 1st and 10. They start from the Waco 47-yard line. One man behind Stormy Case, that's Malcolm Hamilton. Michael Comer comes in motion. The pitch, instead that is John Williams. Williams, a burst. Williams inside the 30, down the sidelines, out of bounds at the 19-yard line, pushed out by Ronald Powell.
Well, this is a huge series right here for the Waco Lions defense, and that play right there is man, that's a heartbreaker. Man, they've got the opening kickoff. They're all fired up. They're ready to go on offense. They fumble that away, and then Permian gets the ball in the first play. They rattle about 25 yards down the sideline. That's a huge turnaround.
A 28-yard pickup. Gives Permian another penetration. They have the ball at the 19, or it's 1st and 10. Permian trying to strike early in the 3rd quarter. It's Stormy Case. Gets the ball from Bruce James. He puts John Williams in motion. Malcolm Hamilton is the fullback. Hamilton goes up the middle, inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. 5-yard pickup on 1st down. It was Nigel Holder and Ronald Powell making the stop.
Well, that final fumble right there, actually the turnovers by the Waco Lions have they have diminished any chance they have in this ball game tremendously by those mistakes. And this one, if Permian goes ahead and punches in for another touchdown here, just almost seals the doom.
11-10 to go in the 3rd quarter. Case with a full house backfield. Kendrick Parrott is wide to the left side. Case gives the ball back to Williams. Williams a couple of yards closer to the 11. Nigel Holder makes the tackle on sophomore John Williams. It'll be 3rd down.
Just another version of the student body type sweep that the Permian Panthers have run for so many years that nobody can remember when they didn't run it, if there was a time that they didn't run it.
3rd and 2 at the 11-yard line. Wagner in the lineup. Now it's wide to the left side. Case up the middle to Hamilton. Inside the 5 to the 3. It's 1st and goal, Permian.
My goodness. Hard running this time by Hamilton as he just barrels through people. There's a couple of people that had a shot at him, but they couldn't get him on the turf. Some great blocking in there in the middle. Boy. Talk about some line dominance. That time, the Permian Panther line just blew people away in the center.
The training staff working on Bergen, putting an ice pack on that ankle. 1st and goal from the 2. Stormy Case, Malcolm Hamilton stopped at a 1, but there's flags on the play. There's a few flags on the play. Looks like it'll go against Permian.
Maybe a delay. Not delay. Somebody move. This is John Duncan behind me talking, and I'm just repeating what he's saying. Illegal procedure against the Permian Panthers. Panthers?
Panthers, that's good, yeah. So 1st and goal for the 2 becomes 1st and goal from the 7.
Illegal procedure.
I think somebody may have. I think it was a lineman who moved. I'm not sure. I really didn't see anything happen, to tell you the truth.
Michael Comer comes in the lineup, gives the play to Stormy Case, and let's see what the Panthers have. Just under 10 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Permian 1st and goal to 7. Case pitches the ball to Hamilton. Hamilton cuts upfield inside the 5. Is that a mojo touchdown? There is another flag on the play.
It's probably a holding call. I would estimate it's a holding call. There are a lot of black shirts around the official there.
It will go against Permian on a
Clip.
clip.
Clip. My goodness, they were not outside.
Will be assessed against the Panthers.
What? How can you have a clip that happens on the line of scrimmage or very close to the line of scrimmage? I'm sorry. I don't see a clip there, and I don't think the ball ever, well, I guess they did get more than 5 yards down the field, right? Well, it barely. 7 yards is the most they could have been. He called it 5 yards down the field. That's a... You want to tell us who the officials are now, Kurt?
Well, maybe we better wait. Got a split crew between Waco and the Permian basin. As we were talking about at halftime. We'll give their names when they make the net call.
Well, I'm sorry. Boy, I tell you what, you've got a legal zone where you can hit in there, and if they were outside of it, man, it had to be by an inch or two, and I'm not sure that anybody's got that good eyes.
So Permian going backwards with 2 straight penalties. First and goal from the 16, and Permian calls the timeout. The clock will stop with 9 minutes and 43 seconds to go in the third quarter of play. With the timeout on the field, we'll take a timeout as well. Our score has Permian leading Waco 24-0. This is the Super 7 Sports Production.
Duncan and others. I don't know where he called it. I think he called, if there was a clip that occurred, it must have been in the end zone. And if it was in the end zone, it was after the ball crosses the goal line. And it should have been a dead ball foul. And it's crazy. I don't know. Once that ball crosses the goal line, it's a dead ball. It should have been a touchdown. I don't understand that one.
Here we go. First and goal from the 16-yard line. Stormy Case puts Will Wagner in motion. Case sprints out looking for Wagner. He's rushed. He gets away from it, gets a block upfield, and he goes down to the 13-yard line. He's got a nice block from Cherry. Ronald Powell brought him down. Scott Cherry provided Stormy Case a little bit of running room after Case did a good job of getting away from what looked like would be a quarterback sack. It'll be second and goal right now as Case picks up 3 yards on the play to the 13. 9:15 and counting left in the third quarter. Case has Ross and Hamilton in his backfield. He sprints to the right side. Looking for Wagner in the corner. Gets him at the 4.
Well, that'll set up a third down and goal to go from the 4.
Rodney Sims pushes Will Wagner out. Wagner's had quite a day. 4 catches, I believe, right now, or 5.
6, I believe.
6. He's had a busy day.
He had 5 in the first half. That had to be 6. 5 for 74 in the first half, so that's 6 catches already.
Third and 4. Third and goal from the 4. Full house backfield. Case fakes it. Now looks to throw to Hamilton. Hamilton juggles it and misses the ball. Hamilton trying to turn into the end zone before he caught the ball. So the field goal unit will come on.
Well, Hamilton not used very often as a receiver, and he just got anxious this time. He was so wide open, and he just juggled the ball around and couldn't get a hold of it, but he was trying to run into that end zone because he had a clear path.
Hamilton 4 for 31 coming in today with 1 touchdown, receiving-wise, that is. So now, this is that
He's
one.
still 4 for 31.
Still 4 for 31, yeah.
And 1 touchdown.
Ball spotted at the 12-yard line. It'll be a 22-yard attempt for Shane Wells, trying to add his second field goal. Snap back, ball down. The kick is through the upright. 3 more for Permian.
Well, in a way, Kirk, guys, the Waco Lions have got to feel that's a moral victory for them because a turnover that could have ended up in a touchdown actually was a touchdown at one point and called back by a penalty, and they come out with only giving up 3 points. So it's a little bit of a moral victory for them, but it's a high mountain to climb. It's 27 points down and 8 minutes 49 seconds left to go in the third quarter.
Bergen has now taken his shoulder pads off, and he is on the sideline with an ice pack on that ankle.
Deep received.
See if we can get a shot of him in just a moment for you as Brad Williams is down close to that area. Brad, our sideline photographer, Danny Sartain, our photographer up here in the press box with us. So Permian ready to kick off again with a 27-0 lead now, increasing their halftime advantage by 3 points. Shane Wells continues to add to an outstanding year for him. He has now kicked 10 field goals, 10 out of 13. There's the kick, taken by Johnson in the end zone. Johnson 1 yard deep, comes out to the 15, the 20. Johnson up the middle. Johnson to the 38-yard line. Tony Perez tackled him.
Young man is an outstanding runner with the football. He has deceptive speed, and he has the speed. He has the ability to accelerate. Watch this. He's kind of coasting along here, and then all of a sudden, right here, he just steps it out, starts turning on, slows down, steps it up again. He's got that ability to turn on and turn off with that speed, and that's tremendous.
1st and 10 from the 38. Peoples to throw across the middle. It's incomplete. Wow. It was Tony Perez defending on the play. Pass intended for Chio Cavill.
There it is. He really stretches out to get the ball. He just got tangled up with Tony Perez, and that knocked him loose from it. Good play by Perez.
So 1st and 10 becomes 2nd and 10. The clock stops. 8:39 to go in the 3rd quarter. Peoples has the eye behind him. On the delay, gives it to Johnson. Hit once, goes ahead across the 40 to the 43. Sam Brooks the stop. 5-yard pickup, and it's 3rd and 5.
Brian Tucker, number
this, I know this sounds strange with 8 minutes and 24 seconds left in the 3rd period, but Waco almost needs to be in some kind of an almost 2-minute offense if they have any prayer of catching up in this ballgame. They're going to have to start moving the ball very, very quickly and stop spending very much time in the huddle.
3rd and 5 from Waco's own 43-yard line. Peoples looks to throw right side, airs it out for Cavill. It's incomplete. Steve Kelly was back there defending, way over the head as Cavill comes to the Permian sideline. Court Peterson was also back there deep, and the Permian defense is held. Waco forced the punt again.
Well, they're forced to punt. And I understand the coach's philosophy on this thing. If you can't pick it up in 3, what makes you think you pick the last up in one more? But you almost feel like they need to be going on 4th down at this point.
High snap to Presley. He gets the kick away. Wagner takes it at the 24-yard line. He comes back to the left. He has some room. Trying to go down the sidelines and is out of bounds. At the 36 is where Will steps out.
Lawrence Shaw actually made the final hit as he pushed him out of bounds, but that's a big return. Now, watch this block here. You've got a block coming right there, and he gets 2 of them. Yes, that's the way to do that. Oh, I don't know who that was.
We couldn't get the number.
We got
the number? Michael Comer, 45. Okay.
Michael Comer. Oh, well, I'm sorry, Michael. Goodness. Got 2 of them.
1st and 10.
2 for the price of 1.
Yeah, a twofer. 1st and 10 from the 36. 7:44 to go in the 3rd. That's Berlin in motion. Pitch comes left side. That's Timmy Ross in the lineup. Timmy inside the 40. Timmy Ross out of bounds in Waco territory to the 49. Powell and Twine pushing Timmy Ross out of bounds.
Boy, Timmy Ross turned on a little bit of speed that time as the diminutive one gets some playing time here and really takes advantage of it. Watch as he changes direction, squirts through the hole, makes another change of direction, takes a hard lick, keeps on ticking.
That'd be a good commercial. I like that. A 15-yard pickup for Timmy Ross. He's had just 2 carries, but 2 very effective carries. 7:38 to go in the quarter. Up the middle, that's Hamilton. Hamilton breaks through to the 39-yard line. Close to another 1st down. Carmen Turner the tackle.
Hamilton, the ball.
Well, the Permian offensive line is beginning to dominate in here. That Waco Lion defense has been on the field a long, long time. Permian made some definite adjustments at halftime in their blocking patterns, and they're really hammering some things out here in the middle.
Second and inches to go for another first down as Parra goes wide to the right side. Berlin split on the left. That's Hamilton. Hamilton has the first down. He is to the 34-yard line.
Boy, that's a great job of running by Hamilton that time. Watch what he does. This play is designed to come right up inside. Right there, he sees there's nothing there, so he takes a step to the outside, makes the linebacker lose his position, then comes back inside of him. That's some great individual running.
Ronald Powell, the linebacker, made the stop. First and 10 Permian. They're at the 35-yard line of Waco. Case looks to throw, has Berlin deep, instead he goes underneath to Daniels. It's out of bounds. A flag on the play.
Maybe an offensive pass interference or defensive pass interference. I'm not sure which one they're going to call down here.
Since this is a non-controversial call, go ahead and
It's
get
a holding against the offense. Offensive holding. Or defensive holding, I'm sorry. Offense. Defensive holding.
Our officials are Larry Spiegel, the referee for the Permian Basin chapter. The umpire is Cecil Passley from Waco. Head linesman Leo Valdez of the Permian Basin chapter. Line judge is Curtis Kilgore of Waco. Back judge Alan Bishop of the Permian Basin chapter. And the statistician is Jake Bond from Waco.
Well, they declined the penalty. Sets up the first down right on the 20-yard line. Bubba Jones on the sideline.
Bubba's really come on the last few weeks in that starting job on the defense for Permian. First and 10 at the 20. Fake pitch. There's Timmy Ross again. Timmy inside the 20. Hit and driven back.
Well, Timmy is in a mismatch there with Lawrence Shaw, leading tackler for the Waco Lions. And Shaw, I believe Lawrence Shaw won that one.
I think so. Ross still a 2-yard pickup. Positive yardage. Timmy gets a nice hand as he comes off the field.
Done a good job.
6 minutes to go in the third quarter. Permian leading 27-0. Trying to add more to what is already a comfortable lead. 2nd and 8 at the 18. Case puts Berlin in motion. Pitches the ball back to John Williams. Williams to the 15, and that's it before he is swarmed on by a host of Lion tacklers led by Anthony DeGray and Carmen Turner.
Well, Anthony DeGray is an outstanding high school defensive lineman. I mean, this is a guy that's playing in the inside of that line, and he's getting outside to make a lot of tackles. So for somebody that weighs 290 pounds, he moves rather well.
And speaking of moving, that's what the clock is doing. 5:15 left in the third. 3rd and 5 facing the Permian offense at the Waco 15-yard line. Wagner in motion. Case to the left. Looking in the end zone instead. He'll run with the ball. Case inside the 10 to the 6. First and goal. Mojo.
Well, there's an example of what happens when you think that Case will not run. Obviously, they were not defending Case to run with the football. And when the man peeled away and started to drop back in pass coverage, Case says, watch this.
And makes a nice run as he does pick the holes out well, but a coach's heart has to go in his throat when he sees his number one quarterback running the ball.
Yes.
With Waco hitting as hard as they are today. And with the lead at 27-0. But it is first and goal Permian at the 6. That's Malcolm Hamilton down to the 5 before he is hit hard by Lawrence Shaw at the 4.
Lawrence Shaw is or Lawrence Shaw, I believe is the correct enunciation.
2-yard pickup for Hamilton. Malcolm Hamilton, now the 3rd leading rusher in Permian history behind Sean Crow and Chris Comer.
Well, he's got a lot of steps to take to catch Chris Comer.
Yes, he does.
About 500 yards behind him starting this game.
2nd and goal from the 3. The pitch comes out left side to John Williams, and that's a Mojo touchdown. John Williams takes it in for 3 yards out.
And there's no flags on the field this time around. It was a Waco defensive back, number 1, pulls up out here right at the end. And, boy, was that a great block in there by Williams just runs over him. Goes into the end zone. Goodness, 33-0. Who would have thunk it?
Malcolm Hamilton, a little slow getting off the field. Hopefully he's all right. Trainers go over and give him some water.
Well,
Shane Wells will try to tack on another extra point. Has been perfect in that department this afternoon. The extra point is blocked, but there is a flag on the play. Now, he's blocked, but he's kind of in trouble, wouldn't you say? Let's check out that flag, though. I believe it was offsides against Waco.
Yeah, it was. Offsides against Waco. They'll do that one again. You can return that blocked extra point attempt if you can get to the other end. You
sure
can get
trying.
3 points. He was trying, but he was having a lot of difficulty running. It's hard to run with 11 people on you.
The touchdown drive for Permian, 9 plays, 64 yards, 3 minutes and 48 seconds. John Williams, the touchdown run from 3 yards out. And for Williams, his 11th touchdown run of the year. Again, Shane Wells, 68 of 72 in the extra point department. He's kicked 3 today so far, or 4. Losing count, the 4. There's another one by Shane Wells. With 3 minutes and 56 seconds left to go in the third quarter, Permian now leads 34-0 over Waco. And there's Malcolm Hamilton. He's okay.
Did you see that streak of red down the side of his helmet? That's from that last block that he got. He kind of got his bell rung on it, but he absolutely tore somebody in half to let Williams into the end zone on that last touchdown run. Tremendous block, and he's got a little red paint to show for it.
That's 4 extra points by Shane and 2 field goals today.
3 minutes, 56 seconds left to go in the third quarter, with the Permian Panthers leading 34-0.
And very few predicted this.
Well, very few predicted this, and at this point, I would say that Waco's mountain has become Mount Everest. It may take several days to climb it, and they only have a little over a quarter to do it in.
The question was not whether Permian would score, because now we pretty much expected that. Waco's given up a lot of points. The question was the defense. Did you see the kickoff there with Waco recovering and taking control? The question was whether Waco's offense could run against Permian's defense. And the answer to that question is no right now. They haven't been able to move.
That kick right there is showing of respect, though, by the coaches for Jay Johnson. Because they don't want Jay Johnson returning the kickoff because he's almost broke a couple of them today. So this time they kick a squib kick. It happens to hit a lineman. So Waco gets it with excellent field position on their only 47-yard line. I think that's the best they've had for a starting drive all day.
Waco will try to take it into Permian territory for the first time. Johnson, the ball carrier, will take it close to the 49-yard line before Sam Brooks and Sims combine to make the stop. There's Eric Lubin and Stormy Case on the sideline. Jason Bass, a member of the scout team that does such a great job of preparing the Panther first-teamers each week for the job that they face. First, or make that second down and 8. Peoples looks to throw. Gets it away, and it is incomplete. Knocked away by Steve Kelly. Almost a completion to Robert Stevens, and if Kelly hadn't come in at the last moment, it could have been a completion.
Defending on the play for the Panthers, Steve Kelly, number 23.
Great job of defense here. Watch this. And he's almost got this under control, but no, not today.
Last week, Don, I mentioned there were 2 brother teams in the 89 team and the 91 version.
There were 3.
There's 3, that's right. Blake Tucker and Brian Tucker. Blake was another member of that 89 team that won the state championship, and brother Brian is trying to follow in his footsteps. Richard Peoples to throw. Looks downfield, and it's incomplete. Robert Stevens had it for a moment at the 30, but Brian Tucker was right there on top of it, and Stevens did not make the catch.
Tell you what, he should have made this catch. This ball is on target. He has every chance in the world to catch this. He should have had that ball. He had to turn difficult turn backwards to do it, but he still should have had that catch.
And the Permian defense again gets a big hand from the Rattler Stadium crowd. They have still kept Waco on their side of the field. Fourth down as Marlon Presley comes on to kick. 3:12 left in the third quarter. Presley gets a wobbling kick off the side of his foot. It'll bounce to the 30. Take a Permian bounce. Waco will down at about the 32.
Waco down the ball.
So it's 3 minutes and 1 second to go in the third quarter. Now exactly 3 minutes to go in the third quarter.
They click one more off.
Yeah, Permian takes over.
Well, it is amazing that at this point, the Waco Lions have not run a play inside the Permian into the football field. And we're nearly the end of the third quarter of play. That's an almost unbelievable thing.
A dominating game by the Permian defense. As Tam Hollingshead said earlier in the week, Permian prides themselves on defense. They believe that's how you win championships. And this 1991 team is showing that fact. Jason Berlin in motion as Stormy Case gives the ball up the middle to Malcolm Hamilton. Hamilton picks up a couple of tough yards. Yeah, Anthony DeCraig makes the stop just shy of the 35.
How many is the total?
It's a little bit more than 2.
Oh, okay. All right.
In fact, it's 3. See, it's 3.
Okay. Well, there are actually, believe it or not, some people who are already leaving this game and headed home. They think the Permian has it well in control. They're probably justified. But it's been a good football game. Especially if you're wearing black.
Stormy Case looking deep for Kendrick Parrott. It's incomplete. 2 men were down, an official went down, and the pass was incomplete.
I'm not going to say who that official was, but I know who it was.
Are his initials AB?
Yes, somebody, I don't know. I think he works in the financing business around town. Took a tumble there. That will go into the Referees Hall of Fame, and I'm sure that the Permian Basin Officials Association will show that the next 10 meetings.
There's a good shot of Tam Hollingshead. Second year as the Permian head coach, trying to take his team into a state championship. Stormy Case looks for Will Wagner. He's got it. Completed. Down to the 38-yard line. Another big catch for Wagner. Carlos O'Neill pushed him out.
That's 7 catches today and a whole whoop of yards. 7 catches and a whoop of yards for Will Wagner. I tell you what, Will Wagner has improved every game that he has played this year, and so where he is becoming one of the premier receivers around the state. I mean, the young man has got to be catching some notice of somebody in the college ranks by this point.
A good pair of hands, and he's certainly used them well today. First and 10 Permian at the 38-yard line. 2:09 to go in the third quarter. Long count. Stormy Case gives it back to Hamilton, cuts upfield. Hamilton breaks through 1, but not 2. Brought down just short of the 35-yard line. About a 3-yard pickup.
A minute 54 left to go in the third quarter of play. Will Wagner checking back into the ball game. Kendrick Parrott coming out.
Usually the second half of these games, you can see the conditioning the Permian players go through that helps them out. That's the case once again today as John Williams takes the pitch.
He's got some room.
Williams ready to turn the corner. First down to the 25. Hit on the tackle that time for Waco was Kenneth Garrett. Another first down as the drive continues. Permian already up 34-0. There's a minute 26 to go in the third quarter of play.
Well, the Permian Panthers have just absolutely dominated this football game. They have dominated on offense. They are dominating on defense. Totally one of the finest showings I've seen by any team at any level of football.
Williams is forced out of bounds for a loss on the play. He'll go back to the 21 as he just couldn't turn outside.
Well, no, that's a pickup of about 3.
Ralph Thompson.
Pickup of 4.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, second down. All right.
Pickup of 4, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
Wake up over there.
Well, you know, when Permian played Arlington Lamar, I thought that was the most dominating game I'd ever seen. This is coming pretty close to it.
Well, I think...
And last week's win over Midland Lee wasn't a slouchy performance either. Last few weeks, Permian really turned it
Well,
up.
the difference here, I really feel like Waco is a better ball club than Arlington Lamar. I think Permian's playing a better ball club today than they did when they faced Arlington Lamar. And just total domination.
That was a 4-yard pickup by Williams at 2nd and 6 to the 21. Case looks to throw, looking for Wagner again.
Oh.
Instead, he goes to Daniels. That's incomplete, knocked away. Oh, almost intercepted. Then almost brought down by Tony Daniels, and it falls incomplete. Shaw was back there and should have had the ball.
Tony Daniels did a great job of playing defensive back. Watch this.
Who?
The guy's got it almost. Daniels almost got it. Oh, me. Almost is but to fail.
Wagner open again on that play. Will Wagner is just having an incredible afternoon.
Well, he was trying to get it down to 42.
Berlin.
And he was open in the end zone, but he didn't quite have enough arm on him.
3rd and 6 to the 21. 55 seconds to go in the third quarter. Strambler is in the backfield now. Case looks to throw outside, incomplete, intended for Kendrick Harris.
Brings up a 4th down, and are we going to see the kicker again? We are.
Yes, we will. Shane Wells trying to go for a 3 field goal game.
Well, this will be a 21, 31, 38-yarder.
He's had 1 of 25, 1 of 21.
So 38-yard try this time.
.38-yard field goal attempt by Shane Wells.
Stormy Case will do the hold. Snap back, ball down. The kick by Shane Wells is good. Shane Wells, his 3rd field goal of the day. And Permian increases their lead to 37-0.
3rd or 4th?
3rd.
Okay.
Trust me.
Do I have to?
Well, no, not really. And that one a 38-yard field goal.
38-yard field goal. Other than the first possession of the ball game, has Permian punted?
They punted twice, I believe. At least 2 that I know of. It's always bad for us to speculate. By the time people see the replay, they have all the stats in front of them. But we do it anyway.
Shows how really poor memories we do
Yes,
have.
exactly. Permian had a 24-0 lead at the half. They've added 13 points here in the third quarter on a touchdown and 2 field goals. And now Dennis Graham, Stephon Molina are warming up. 2 backup quarterbacks for the Panthers. There's 47 seconds left in the third quarter as Shane Wells will kick it off again, which he has done a lot today. Another squib kick, taken at the 32, and down at the 43. That was Doyle Burns that came down with the ball for Waco. Brought down by Alan Scrambler for Permian. So there's 41 seconds left in the third quarter. Waco will start it 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Again, starting on a pretty good field position. And the Lions have not been in Permian territory today.
Well, they have run head on into a Permian defense that has just played superbly.
The eye behind Richard Peoples. Peoples hands it off to Norwood. Norwood stops for a short pickup of maybe 2 yards.
Yeah, you're generous. I'll give
Michael
you a yard.
Comer right in the middle there, along with Tony Daniels. They'll spot it at the 45, so it is a 1-yard pickup instead of Scott Cherry that helped out on the play.
Bubba Jones in there. And a host of other black shirts.
Ball will be spotted at the 45-yard line. There's 10 seconds to go in the quarter, and it looks like that'll be the final play of the third quarter as Waco will let the clock tick down. and send us to the final 12. After 3 complete, the Permian Panthers are 12 minutes away from a return to the state championship game. Permian leads Waco 37-0. This is the Super 7 Sports Production.
Okay, we're back to action here.
Peoples hands it off on the draw to Johnson, who is tripped up at the 45-yard line. The defensive play made by Scott Cherry.
Officials stats from the Southwest Football Officials Association says that net yardage at this point, are you ready for this one? 317 yards for Permian to 71 yards for Waco.
Waco in Permian territory for the first time today. 1st and 10 at the Permian 45 as Peoples looks to throw. Looking deep, has a man, but it's incomplete. Court Peterson was back there defending on the play as it was intended for Burns. That's Doyle Burns. So the pass was intended for. Pass. Okay, I think I've got it together now.
Okay.
We will announce to you this afternoon.
So it'll be 2nd and 10
where next week's championship
at the 45.
will be played.
Peoples on the draw to Johnson. Hit and down. Brian Tucker in the middle. Michael Comer was there.
Johnson, the ball carrier.
It'll be 3rd down and long after a 2-yard pickup. 3rd and 8.
Well, just absolutely an amazing performance by the Permian Panther defensive unit.
Peoples to throw on 3rd and 8, and it's incomplete, almost intercepted. It was tipped by Cherry, and Court Peterson was there.
Court Peterson had it all the way until Cherry tipped it. Tipped it right away from him.
Again, the Permian defense is held, but let's see what Waco will do if they will. Yeah, they'll go ahead and bring on the punting unit.
Well, you know, they've got so much respect for the Permian offense, they're afraid to let them have it this early. But Permian's not necessarily buying this. They don't have anybody back deep, really. They're playing up in their standard defense. They're looking for some kind of a fake. And
there's the fake. And Permian has stopped it at the 40. The pitch came to Michael Harvey, but Permian didn't buy any of it.
Yeah, Permian absolutely did not buy that going into the play. They just sat there in their regular defense and said, yeah, right.
So Permian takes over at the 40-yard line.
As the man says, I may have fallen off the turnip truck, but it didn't land on my head.
So the Permian offense takes over at their own 40-yard line. Stormy Case remains at quarterback.
And the other quarterbacks remain warming up on the sideline. 10:54 left to go in this semifinal game with the Permian Panthers solidly in control.
Bruce James ready to give the ball back to Stormy Case. Jason Berlin goes in motion. Up the middle to Hamilton. Hamilton dives ahead to the 44-yard line.
Allen's the ball carrier to the 45.
Kenneth Garrett makes the stop. Jason Berlin getting a lot of playing time. He's in there in place of the injured Garrett Bergen, who has spent most of the second half on the sideline with an ice pack on his ankle. Actually, he's made himself a pretty comfortable little hold right there. He's got his shoulder pads off, and he's just kind of leaning back, watching things from a little perch.
Hamilton now has 103 yards in the ball game.
2nd and 6. 10:20 left in the ball game, and a flag will fly.
30 markers on the play.
Somebody had to move on the interior line, or it had to be an illegal formation, or so it's a dead ball. Interior lineman had to move there. I did not see whom or what. There's some of the cheerleaders on the sideline.
That's what I was telling you about.
There's very good stuff on the sideline.
Yeah,
And there he is, laying there nice and warm underneath
the
his
ankle.
jacket.
Yeah.
He's supposed to got to be a little mighty chilly right now.
Yeah.
Beautiful day for football here. It's a little bit of nip in the air, but it's just gorgeous West Texas day.
2nd and 11. Permian pushed back to their own 39-yard line. 10 minutes to go in the game as Stormy Case Pitches it back to John Williams. Williams picks up a couple of tough yards before he's posed upon by that Waco defense. And it'll be 3rd and long. Williams making sure he didn't fumble that ball. As you can believe right now that one thing the Permian defense wants is that shutout to stay on the board. There's a sense of pride to shut a team out, especially a team like the Waco Lions, who have scored so many points this year. Coming into this ball game, Waco averaging 31 points per game and 388 yards per game.
Last count they had 71.
There's the pitch to Hamilton. Hamilton follows his blockers. He goes to the 49, will be short of a first down.
Hamilton cut up in behind the pursuit that time, kind of went against the grain and managed to pick up some pretty good yardage, but it's going to be 4th down. And the Permian Panthers will be punting the ball. And I don't expect any fake here.
No, I don't think so.
Another big hand for the defense as they come off, or the offense this time, as they come off the field. I'm not confused. I just don't know offense from defense. Nothing wrong with me.
After the game, we'll be headed down to the sidelines, and we'll have our offensive and defensive players of the game. We could pick several on each unit today, as it's been a definite team performance by the Panthers. The kick by Shane Wells off to the right side will bounce high in the air, and will take a Permian roll inside the 25, still rolling, down to the 20-yard line. So everything at this stage starting to roll for Permian.
Well, the oldest adage in athletics is you make your own luck, and the Permian Panthers certainly have today. The turnovers by Waco at the end of the first half have got to be the big thing right there.
You're seeing the back of Timmy Ross's shoulder pads.
That's an air pack that is something to keep from getting bruises on your lower back.
Peoples looks to throw, looks deep right side, it's completed. Down at the 50-yard line. Fumble on the play, but they say that Burns was down already. That's Doyle Burns who makes the reception.
Absolutely great job by the guys in
Alan
the truck
Scrambler
today.
came back to make the tackle.
They have done an outstanding job down there all day long, keeping us updated on what's happening on the field.
Dusty Dennis made the first hit and went out of bounds and came back to knock that ball away. But they say he was down by contact. 1st and 10 at the 49. Johnson tripped up and down by Marino. Ephraim Marino gets a foot of Jay Johnson, which brings him to the turf.
I tell you what, that defensive front, and the amazing thing about this is this defensive front is playing against a very large offensive line and not a bunch of big, slow people. They're a good offensive line, some big, quick people there.
Peoples to throw, knocked away and down, going high in the air to knock it away was Hubert Collins.
Hubert Collins gets up in the air and bats that thing away.
So it'll be 3rd down. 3rd and 9 from the Permian 49-yard line. And again, one of the few things to be decided is the shutout that the Permian defense is working on. Peoples looks to throw again. Sims gets in for a sack. Sims was on his hands and knees after being blocked by 2, and he still got a piece of Richard Peoples, enough to bring him down. Here's a couple of former Permian Panthers. Danny Servance and Danny Servance is a cousin of Sam Brooks, who is on the current team. 2 past Panthers right there in the picture. There's the kick by Marlon Presley. Will go into the end zone.
What a kick. Boy, what a kick. My goodness. I didn't think the ball's ever going to quit. Just about kicked that one out of the stadium.
And Permian now bringing in some substitutions, taking the first teamers out of there. And with a state championship game looming next week, Permian wants to make sure there are no injuries that will result out of this game when it's well decided. That is Dennis Graham that is in at quarterback right now for Permian. First and 10 from the 20, 6:40 to go. Alan Strambler, the ball carrier for the Panthers.
Picks up about 5 yards that time. Nice carry. Brings the ball out with 6 minutes, 26 seconds left to go and counting down in the fourth quarter. I think you can safely say that the Permian Panthers have this one under control with a 37-0 score at this point.
I think Permian, again, the turning point I look back to, Don, was that roughing the kicker penalty. Ever since that time, Permian has been in total control of this game with 2 late touchdowns in the first half.
Well, that and the turnovers that followed that, of course, the best thing...
Well, look at this. Stefan Molina hands the ball off to Sheldon Bass. Matt Lemon and Kenneth Moore make the stop. Bass picked up a first down.
Now you're going down wee deep on that roster because the normal number 17 we see, name is Wells.
Right.
This was a different 17.
16-yard pickup for Sheldon Bass, a sophomore running back. First and 10 at Permian's own 41. Graham in there again. As Sam Hollington is alternating Dennis Graham and Stefan Molina. There's Bass. He'll be hit and driven back as he takes it to the 42, but that's it. It was Jimmy Rodriguez on the stop.
You know, when you look back at this game in retrospective, you say the best thing that could have happened was them not to get that roughing the kicker call because then Permian would have had the football back about midfield. Instead, the next play, they get a big fumble, or 2 plays later, I guess it was, they get a big fumble. Permian takes and scores, turn around, get another fumble, and score. You know, that was a devastating minute, 30, 40 seconds.
Second and 9 for Permian. Molina to throw. Looking right side, it's incomplete. It was tipped at the last minute. The pass was intended for Adam Hamilton.
I'm not sure what people are unhappy about. But
Clock will stop, 4:56 to go in the ball game.
Oh, a little extracurricular activity. I see.
The semifinal championship trophy will be awarded to Permian at the completion of the game. And many of the fans are staying around because they made an announcement a few minutes ago that they would announce where the championship game will be held after the game.
We have heard rumors that it will be played right here. We don't know that is fact yet.
3rd and 9. Graham to run with the ball, brought down at the line of scrimmage. So Permian will be forced to punt on 4th down as Shaw made the tackle that time for Waco.
4 minutes and 43 seconds and counting down as the Permian Panthers' second offensive unit comes off the field with a comfortable 37-0 lead. They would have to score almost a point. There'll be a whole bunch of points every minute, 10 points a minute or something like this. I don't know. Never mind. I'm sorry I got into that one.
And Court Peterson is on to kick. Is that Court Peterson?
Well, it's, whoa.
Let's see.
Almost hit the official on the top of the head as he was looking downfield with the ball and it was right behind him.
It's number 15. I'm not sure if it's Court. Yeah, it is Court Peterson.
First and 10. Very short punt. But I think, actually, the Permian Panthers are been in a very, very handy spot because the official had no idea where the ball was.
All right, there's 4 minutes and 13 seconds left in this one at Ratliff Stadium. A game in which the Permian Panthers have had control. And there's that trophy we're talking about that the Permian team will be receiving in just a few minutes. First and 10 Waco. First team still in there. People to throw, completed to Stevens.
People's pass is complete to number 24, Robert Stevens.
Well, drops back. People's got some pressure on him, but he's got time to throw. He winds up and throws it, but Stevens has to stretch out and catch it. If he had been able to catch that without going down, he might have picked up some additional yardage.
2nd and 7 from their own 44. And what about the job Permian has done once again on Jay Johnson? He came in with 2,442 yards. Johnson, the ball carrier there. Let's see what his latest totals are.
First and 10.
Sean Scott, our statistician.
He has, according to Sean Scott, statistician, 59 yards at this point.
Game next week at 3 p.m. The location, Dallas, Texas, and Texas Stadium.
Peoples to throw. He looks deep, right side, and the ball is knocked away and down. Graham was back there. They have just announced that if San Antonio Marshall wins the game tonight against Aldine, the game will be played at Texas Stadium in Dallas. I believe that was the announcement, if Marshall wins.
Yes.
That's if Marshall wins.
If Marshall
They have
wins.
not said what would happen if Aldine wins.
My understanding is that might be here.
That's the one that we've heard there's a possibility to be here, yeah. 2nd and 10 at the 42. Peoples to throw. Down the middle, has a receiver. It's completed.
Oh, this is the big fella.
That's Michael. Oh, boy. Oyadokin.
Okay.
I know this is going back to
I
Waco.
knew that guy was going to catch a pass before the day was over.
I've been waiting for him all day long. Been waiting for Michael to make a play.
Michael Oyadokin.
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 Permian fans on their feet. They like the defense to get the shutout. But Waco has it 1st and 10 at the Mojo 33. The pitch comes to Johnson. Johnson trying to go outside. He turns the corner. He is knocked out of bounds at the 20-yard line by Ben Dobbins. Another first down. And Johnson's final totals are going to look respectable. But the Permian defense has done an outstanding job of shutting him down. He's getting a lot of yards here late in this ball game. That's the first penetration for Waco. Their deepest deepest penetration of the day.
Michael Oyadokin.
Peoples on the delay. Back to pass. Looks in the end zone. And it is caught. Waco has scored. Chio Campbell, the touchdown catch for the Lions. And with 2 minutes and 48 seconds to go in the ball game, Waco has their first points of the day.
Well, he actually had pretty good defensive coverage on him that time. He just managed to get out from under him with the football.
Try for the extra point now by Brian Hawkins. He is at 40 of 51 extra points on the year. And instead it's a fake, they go for 2, and it's good. So the Lions add 2. With 2 minutes and 48 seconds left in the ball game, the Permian Panthers are well in control with Permian up 37-8. This is Super 7 Sports Production.
Kurt Kaiser, as we start to wrap this thing up, here is another kickoff coming. I'll wait just a minute. Let's
see if the Lions go for the onside kick right here, as Marlon Presley has the ball teed up at the 40. And there's the onside kick, with Permian falls on at the 48-yard line.
Well, what I started to say is I want to pay some special thanks to some people. George Bugg has directed our games all year long and has done an absolutely outstanding job. He's the one that calls the camera shots, gets the replays back up for us, and just calls the shots that makes things happen down in the truck. Along with Rick McGee and Sid Camaro and Brad Williams on the sideline camera, Danny Sartain upstairs here, and the crew at the studio who plays these games back for you. They have done an outstanding job all year long. It's got to be one of the finest crews that we have ever been able to assemble to bring people these ball games.
Mike Hofnagel, our grip, and Tim Sides, the engineer. Sheldon Baskets the call, takes it to the Waco 49-yard line. It really is a team effort bringing in these games. And when you watch the Cowboys on CBS on Sundays, they have about 15 cameras.
Well, they have a crew of about 65 people. We have a crew of ranging from 10 to 14 according to circumstances, and they work very, very hard. Don't get a lot of money for doing it. And if you know any of them, give them a pat on the back. They deserve it.
This is the final game the Super 7 will be able to bring to you next week on a statewide network. The championship game will be carried. But we've had a great run.
Boy, have we.
And the Permian Panthers' run is not over.
We've done games this year from Midland, and we've done games from Odessa. Some great games from Midland Lee, Midland High, Odessa High, all of the teams that we've covered all year long have done a great job. We got to see Monahans and Andrews and a few other people. We have to do a few of them in a rainstorm a time or two.
A few of them in chilly conditions.
Yeah,
3rd and 4.
What they were was cold conditions.
That's it. Stefan Molina pitches the ball out to Scrambler.
Ooh. Whoa. Boy, was he hit.
Scrambler, the ball carrier.
As we continue to reminisce, I guess we should attribute that one to Sid, shouldn't we?
Yeah. Well, we ought to tell everybody.
Sid said some stadiums, no free food. Yeah.
Just pay attention.
The only place I know that happened really to us was Texas Tech. Joe Stadium. I wouldn't say anything like that.
No.
Told us the media were some kind of a scumbag and they weren't supposed to eat here, but other than that, it was fine.
It was all right, yeah. There's 50 seconds left in the game. Permian faces the 4th down. They'll just take the 5-yard penalty, running the clock down as far as they could, and as far as they could was 45 seconds. So Permian has a 37-8 lead, and we need those 45 seconds to tick off the clock. A number of the people have stayed around, though. There's quite a few that have left, but the majority have stayed to watch the end of this one.
Well, it's a great thing to savor. This is this is it. You're one of the top 2 teams in the state of Texas if you're watching play, and very well maybe the number 1 team in the state of Texas.
There's Court Peterson. Nice kick by Court to the 9.
It's hard for me to imagine, Kurt Kaiser, that there is they had 12 people on the field for the. Oh no, yes, they really did. They had 12 people on the field for Waco, so I think. Well, they'll probably let it stand because you've got to back it all the way up to the 11-yard line.
It's like Mike Sims making that play for the Permian kick coverage team.
Oh, that's a 15-yard penalty for illegal participation, right? Illegal participation. Too many men. Okay.
There's Tam Hollingshead, who is leading his team to their 15th victory of the season.
Right. Permian's going to take this penalty, and it will be a 1st down for the Permian Panthers. So the ball will be spotted on about the 34-yard line in the Waco end of the football field. My goodness. Boy, does that one hurt a bunch. 1st down for Permian. 35 seconds left. They'll just let this clock, they're going to kneel a couple of times, and that'll be the end of this ball game. But as I started to say, Kurt, I cannot imagine that there is a better high school football team in the state of Texas or any other state than we've watched in the Permian Panthers today. I think this is the finest high school football team overall effort that I've seen because the folks they're playing are not, they're not pate, my friend.
No, they're not. 35 seconds left as Dennis Graham pitches it back to Alan Scrambler, who takes it to the 31-yard line.
No kneeling by this bunch. They're going to run with it. They're down to 22 seconds. They do not have to run another play. They can simply stay in the huddle, and this ball game is over. The Permian Panthers with a 37-8 victory. They're going to run one more play, though.
There's 9 seconds on the clock, and Stefan Molina brings the team up to the line of scrimmage. The second tick off, Molina kneels, and the Permian Panthers will try next week for their 6th state championship as they win the semifinal game with a dominating victory over the Waco High Lions. The final, Permian wins it 37-8. We'll be back with our post-game report in a moment. This is the Super 7 Sports Production.
The wrap-up of an absolutely beautiful day as the sun starts to go down in Odessa, Texas, as the Permian Panthers are once again headed for the state playoffs. The 10th time in their school history. Kurt Kaiser has 2 young men down on the field who were a major part of this huge victory today. Kurt?
Don, just an incredible afternoon for Will Wagner. 7 catches, 110 yards. None prettier than the touchdown grab in the first half of play. Will, an amazing day for you. Tell me about that touchdown, first of all.
We were running 39 pitch, and so Coach called a fake, and I just fake blocked and went out into the end zone and Stormy threw a good shot, and I just went up in there to the highest point and grabbed it and came down with it.
And we said it looked a lot like Lloyd Hill. You watched Lloyd last year. Did he teach you that move?
I've always wanted to do something like, be like Lloyd and stuff. So I went out there and did my best, and I just played my best game of my year.
Now, that was an incredible day. When you look back on this game, nobody expected that the final would end up the way it was against Waco. Did you guys?
No, sir. After watching a lot of film about them, it might be a closer game because they have a lot of team speed and great size. But, we just started making big plays and started hurting them, and they started getting down and arguing with themselves. So, we started taking it to them and scored the points.
We talked about the turning point perhaps being in the final minute of the second quarter of play when we had 2 turnovers right in a row. You took them in for touchdowns. Was that the big turning point in your mind?
Well, I think so. Anytime a team turns it over and you get a score, that's going to be a big factor in the game. So, that put us up, and then, they started arguing with themselves, and which brought them down, and we just kept on taking it to them.
Now, 7 catches, 110 yards. I mean, those statistics are amazing. You should be not only fired for that, but, offense, defense, kick returns. We talked about that all year long. You will sleep well tonight, Will Wagner, won't you?
Yes, sir. I'm going to go home and go to bed right now.
Now, what about next week? Chance for another state championship. You were there at 89. You're back now as a senior, and this will mean a lot to you.
Yes, sir. Sophomore year, I always wanted to come out there and play at Texas Stadium and win our own state championship. So we get a chance. We can go out there, wherever we play, we're going to take it to them and hopefully come out with the state ring.
All right. Well, good luck next week. We'll be pulling for you again, and congratulations on a great victory today.
Thank you.
All right. Will Wagner, a tremendous afternoon with 7 catches, 110 yards. And we have Michael Comer coming to join us right now. Michael's been a busy man just with interviews after the game. It's been harder for him to get interviewed than it was to play football. Michael, a dominating game by the defense. How did you guys do it today against Waco?
Well, we figured we'd come out and run our 29 base defense and, let things happen, So they had a good running back. And we had to rep up and gang tackle him because he's a big guy. And he has great speed, We just have to converge on him.
Now, anytime Permian runs up against a running back like a Jay Johnson, has those great numbers, you guys find a way to stop him. You find a way to control him. I don't know exactly how you do it, but you do find a way to stop teams with one-dimensional offenses, don't you?
Well, yeah, I think we pretty much can, but we saw on film, breaking tackles and just running away from people. We figured we just had to play our defense and just take it to them.
Some hard hits out there. You provided a lot of them. Was that a hard-hitting football game?
I pretty much was. Every game is literally hard-hitting, If you got the shot, take the hit, It's just what it's all about.
We talked as well about the momentum change. End of the second quarter, when you guys forced 2 turnovers, the offense catches it in for touchdowns. That was a big part of it, wasn't it?
Yeah, we figured if we hit them hard enough that we probably draw the ball loose and got the turnover and just turn them into points,
Now, Michael, what about next week? Chance for a state championship. It'd mean a lot to you to finish unbeaten in a state title, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'd mean a lot to us, because we had a down year 9 and we want to just kind of bounce back and win it all, put Permian back where it should be.
Well, you have bounced back, and it was a pleasure watching your defense today. You were just incredible out there in the field, and congratulations on a big day.
But thanks for calling.
Michael Comer, middle linebacker for the Permian Panthers. Again, a big part of that defense as he has been all year long. So I'll wrap us up and down here the sidelines. Let's head back upstairs to Don Scott.
Okay, Kirk, some final numbers in this game that really emphasize the huge score, the 37-8 victory by the Permian Panthers. Total yards for Permian, 413 yards today. That's amazing. 249 yards on the ground, 164 yards through the air. The Waco Lions managed a total of 165 yards. Their great running back Johnson ended up the game with 72 yards rushing for the game. It's a young man that came in with 2,442 yards for the season. Hamilton had 109 yards rushing.